Before the sun fully rises, and before the world begins to speak loudly, I come to you, God, in the quiet honesty of this early morning. This moment feels set apart, untouched by expectations or demands. My eyes may still feel heavy, but my spirit is awake, reaching toward you with longing. I have come because my soul needs you more than it needs answers, direction, or strength. I come simply to be with you, to listen, to open myself fully in your presence. Thank you for waking me today. Thank you for the gift of breath, for the steady rhythm of my heart, for the gentle reminder that my life is held. This morning is not guaranteed, yet you have given it to me freely. I do not take it lightly. I recognize it as grace. I begin this day not with hurry, but with gratitude, acknowledging that everything I am and everything I will encounter flows first from you. As I sit here, I let go of yesterday. I release what went wrong, what felt incomplete, what weighed on me as I fell asleep. Yesterday no longer has authority over this moment. I place it into your hands without revisiting it, trusting that you are already at work redeeming what I do not understand. My focus turns fully to you, to what you desire to speak into this new beginning. I quiet my thoughts, even the good ones, and I ask you to draw near, not because you are distant, but because I want to be attentive. Teach me how to listen, not only with my mind, but with my whole being. Let this prayer not be rushed or shallow. I am not here to fill silence with words. I am here because I hunger for your presence. Jesus, you modeled this way of beginning the day. You rose early while it was still dark and withdrew to pray. I remember how it is written that in the morning, long before sunrise, you went out to a solitary place to pray, as described in Mark chapter 1, verse 35. Let that same spirit shape me. Let early prayer become my anchor, not a habit of obligation, but a place of meeting where my heart is aligned before the day begins. Search me gently, Lord. As the light grows outside, let your light grow within me. Reveal anything in my heart that needs your healing or correction. Not with harshness, but with kindness. If there is pride hidden beneath confidence, uncover it. If there is fear disguised as control, soften it. I open myself to your truth because I trust your love. I ask you to shape my inner posture before I face outer circumstances. Guard my heart from anxiety that tries to rush ahead of the day. Guard my mind from distractions that pull me away from what matters. Let peace take root now, not as something I chase later, but as a foundation I carry with me. Thank you for your mercy that meets me here, fresh and undeserved. Your compassion has not run out. Your patience has not worn thin. I remember the truth spoken in Scripture, that because of your great love we are not consumed, and your mercies are new every morning, as declared in Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. I receive that mercy now. I begin this day clean, restored, and hopeful. Guide my thoughts as they begin to form plans. I submit them to you before they harden into expectations. Show me what truly matters today. Teach me to prioritize what aligns with your will, not just what feels urgent. I want to walk intentionally, not reactively. Lead me in wisdom that is calm, discerning, and rooted in trust. I offer you my time today. The hours that feel full and the moments that feel empty both belong to you. Teach me to honor you in my work, in my rest, in my conversations, and even in my silence. Let nothing be wasted. Even the ordinary moments can become sacred when they are lived with you. Prepare me for the people I will encounter. Some will encourage me, others may challenge me. Give me a heart that is open and humble. Let my words be thoughtful and my listening sincere. Keep me from quick judgments. Let compassion guide my responses, especially when patience is tested. I ask for strength today, but not the kind that relies on force or self-effort. I ask for strength that flows from dependence on you. When I feel weak, remind me that you are near. When I feel confident, remind me to remain humble. Keep me steady, not swayed by emotions or circumstances. Teach me to walk slowly enough to notice you. So often I rush past your presence, assuming you are only found in dramatic moments, but you are here, now, in the quiet, in the simplicity of breath and awareness. Train my heart to recognize you throughout the day just as clearly as I sense you now. I ask you to awaken my hunger for your word. Let Scripture speak freshly to me, not as familiar text, but as living truth. When I read, give me understanding. When I reflect, give me insight. Let your word shape my thinking, correct my assumptions, and strengthen my faith. Your word tells me that you instruct sinners in the way and guide the humble in what is right, as written in Psalm 25, verses 8 and 9. I come to you humbly this morning, not claiming to have everything figured out, but trusting that you delight in leading those who seek you. I place this entire day into your hands before it begins. I do not know what lies ahead, but I know who walks with me. That is enough. Let my first steps today be taken in trust, my first words spoken in grace, my first decisions guided by wisdom from you. I remain here for a moment longer, not rushing away from this sacred beginning. Let this morning prayer set the tone for everything that follows. I am listening. I am open. I am ready to walk with you into this new day. I stay in this early hour a little longer, aware that what is formed here will echo through everything that follows. The day has not yet asked anything of me, and I cherish this space where my only posture is openness. I do not want to rush ahead mentally, rehearsing tasks or conversations. Instead, I let my heart remain still before you, allowing you to establish what is most important before anything else competes for attention. I acknowledge, Lord, that without you, I am easily pulled in many directions. Even with good intentions, my focus can fragment, my motivations can blur. So I ask you now to gather my heart. Center me in truth before I am influenced by noise, opinions, or pressure. Let my inner life be anchored so firmly in you that external circumstances do not easily shake me. As this morning unfolds, I invite you to shape my desires, not just what I do, but why I do it. Purify my intentions so that my actions flow from love rather than fear, from obedience rather than the need to prove myself. If there are ambitions within me that are driven by pride or insecurity, gently loosen their grip. Replace them with a desire to honor you quietly and faithfully. I place my thoughts before you, knowing how powerful they are in shaping my direction. Guide what I dwell on today. Keep me from rehearsing worries that have not yet happened. Keep me from revisiting conversations that drain my peace. Instead, teach me to fix my mind on what is true, good, and life-giving. Let my thoughts become a place where your peace feels at home. I remember the wisdom written in the book of Isaiah, where you promise that you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you, as declared in Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3. I lean into that promise now. I choose trust at the very start of this day, believing that peace is not something I must create, but something I receive as I rest my attention on you. Prepare me, Lord, for moments that will require patience. I know they will come. Small delays, unexpected interruptions, misunderstandings that test my calm. Before they happen, I ask you to shape my response. Let patience rise naturally from a heart grounded in prayer, rather than forced through clenched effort. Teach me to respond slowly, wisely, and with grace. I also ask you to awaken joy within me this morning. not a shallow happiness dependent on circumstances, but a deep joy rooted in knowing you are with me. Let joy strengthen me quietly as I move through the day. Let it remind me that walking with you is not a burden, but a gift. I offer you my body as well as my spirit. Strengthen me physically for the tasks ahead. Give me clarity where I feel foggy, energy where I feel weary, balance where I feel stretched. Help me respect my limits without guilt and trust you within them. Let my care for myself reflect gratitude for the life you have given me. I bring before you the unseen parts of this day, the conversations I do not yet know I will have, the decisions that will arise unexpectedly, the opportunities that may come quietly. Go before me in all of them. Align circumstances in ways I cannot orchestrate. Open doors that should be opened, and give me wisdom to recognize when a door should remain closed. I ask you to cultivate humility in me today. Protect me from the subtle temptation to think I know best in every situation. Teach me to remain teachable, open to correction, willing to learn. Let humility not diminish my confidence, but deepen my dependence on you. As I prepare to step fully into this day, remind me often of this beginning. When my pace quickens later, bring me back inwardly to this stillness. Let a simple breath become a prayer. Let a quiet glance upward become a reminder that you are near. I do not want prayer to remain only in the early hours. I want it to inform how I live each moment. Your word tells me in the Psalms that in the morning you hear my voice. And in the morning I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly, as written in Psalm 5, verse 3. I am waiting now, not passively, but expectantly, expectant that you will guide me, shape me, and meet me in ways I may not yet recognize. I place my trust in you again, consciously and willingly. I do not know everything this day holds, but I know it is held by you. Let that truth steady me as I begin to move. Let this morning prayer remain alive within me, guiding my steps, shaping my words, and anchoring my heart as I walk forward into all that this new day brings. The morning is still young, and I sense that you are still speaking, still shaping something deep within me before the world fully awakens. I remain here with you, not checking the time, not measuring productivity, but allowing my heart to be formed in this quiet place. There is something sacred about lingering, about choosing not to rush away from your presence even when I could. I recognize, Lord, that how I begin determines much of how I live. If I begin hurried, I often remain hurried. If I begin distracted, I carry that restlessness with me. But when I begin with you, grounded and attentive, something within me stays aligned even when the pace of the day increases. So I ask you now to seal this beginning. Let it go deeper than emotion. Let it become conviction. I bring you my will this morning. Not just my plans, but my preferences. There are ways I want things to go today, outcomes I quietly hope for, responses I wish to receive. I place them before you honestly, without pretending I do not care. Yet I loosen my grip on them. Teach me to want your will above my own, trusting that what you desire will ultimately lead to life, even if it stretches me. There are areas of my life where I long for clarity. Decisions I have been carrying, questions I have turned over repeatedly in my mind. I resist the urge to demand immediate answers. Instead, I ask for something deeper. Discernment. Teach me to recognize your voice, not only in clear direction, but in inner peace, in gentle restraint, in the quiet sense of rightness that grows when something aligns with your spirit. I remember how Jesus said that his sheep hear his voice and follow him, as recorded in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 27. I want to be someone who recognizes your voice, not because it is loud, but because it is familiar. Train my heart through these morning moments to distinguish your leading from all others. As I prepare to move from prayer into action, I ask you to guard me from false urgency. Not everything that feels urgent is important. Not every demand deserves immediate response. Give me wisdom to discern where my attention truly belongs. Teach me to move with purpose rather than pressure. I ask you to sanctify my words before I speak them today. Let my speech be seasoned with grace. Keep me from careless remarks that wound or distract. Let my words reflect the steadiness you are building in me now. When silence is wiser than speech, give me restraint. When encouragement is needed, give me boldness. I bring you my emotions as well. I do not ask to feel only pleasant things today. I ask instead for emotional honesty anchored in truth. When joy comes, let me receive it fully. When frustration arises, help me process it without being ruled by it. When sadness appears, let it soften me rather than harden me. Teach me to carry my emotions into your presence instead of letting them drive my actions. This morning, I also ask for courage. Not dramatic courage, but quiet faithfulness. The courage to do what is right when it is inconvenient. The courage to remain kind when it would be easier to withdraw. The courage to trust you when outcomes remain unclear. Let courage grow not from confidence in myself, but from confidence in you. Your word reminds me that the steps of a person are ordered by the Lord, as written in Psalm 37, verse 23. I hold on to that promise now. Order my steps today, not only where I go, but how I go. Let my pace reflect trust. Let my direction reflect obedience. Even if I do not see the full path, I trust that each step is known to you. I ask you to heighten my awareness of your presence throughout the day. Let me notice you in small ways. The quiet nudge to pause, the sense of peace before a decision, the unexpected calm in a busy moment. Train me to recognize these as invitations to remain connected rather than drift into autopilot. I offer you my attention, Lord. In a world that constantly pulls and fragments focus, I choose to begin this day by giving you my full attention. Teach me to return to that choice again and again. When distractions arise, gently draw me back. Let my heart learn the discipline of presence. As I begin to transition from stillness into movement, I do not feel rushed to leave you. Instead, I carry you with me. This prayer does not end here. It moves with me. The same awareness I have now, seated and quiet, I want to carry into walking, working, speaking, and listening. I trust you with what lies ahead. I trust you with what I cannot anticipate. I trust you with who I am becoming. Let this morning prayer continue to shape me long after these words fade into action. I rise now, not alone, not unprepared, but grounded in your presence and ready to walk into this day with you. The morning light continues to grow, and with it, my awareness that this time with you is shaping the tone of everything ahead. I do not want to treat this moment as something I leave behind, but as something I step forward from. Let what you are forming in me now become the quiet strength beneath every action I take today. I ask you to guard my heart as it opens to the day. There are influences I will encounter, words, images, opinions, that subtly try to shape my thinking. Before they do, I ask you to establish truth within me. Let your voice be the loudest one I recognize. Let your perspective be the lens through which I see everything else. Teach me to filter what I receive so that it does not displace what you have already planted. I surrender my expectations for today. Some of them are hopeful, some of them are protective, some of them are unspoken. I place them all before you. Free me from disappointment before it has a chance to take root. Free me from striving to control outcomes. Teach me to show up faithfully and leave the results with you. This morning, I ask you to form Christ-like humility in me. Let me not assume I understand situations fully or people completely. Keep me curious rather than critical, gentle rather than defensive. When I am tempted to elevate myself silently in comparison, draw my heart back to gratitude. Everything I have is received, not earned. I bring you the responsibilities that await me. Some feel light, others feel heavy even before they begin. I ask you to give me clarity for what truly needs my focus. Help me to work diligently, without becoming consumed. Let my effort be steady, my attitude willing, my heart free from resentment or fear. I remember how Jesus said that apart from him we can do nothing, as recorded in John chapter 15, verse 5. I do not want to attempt this day apart from you. I choose connection over independence. Abide in me, and let me abide in you, so that whatever this day produces is rooted in life, not exhaustion. I ask you to sharpen my discernment. Help me recognize the difference between opportunity and distraction. Not every open door is meant to be entered. Give me wisdom to say yes without overextending and to say no without guilt. Let my decisions be guided by peace rather than pressure. As I move through this morning, help me to remain inwardly still, even when outwardly active. Teach me the discipline of inner listening. Let there be moments, even brief ones, where I pause inwardly and remember you. A breath, a glance, a quiet acknowledgement. Let these become anchors that return me to trust. I ask you to bless the work of my hands today, not only so it is effective, but so it is aligned. Let what I do contribute to good. Let it reflect honesty, care, and responsibility. Where my work touches others, let it be life-giving rather than burdensome. I also ask you to prepare me for kindness. Let me not overlook simple opportunities to encourage, affirm, or help. So often love is expressed quietly, without recognition. Train my heart to notice these moments and respond willingly. Let love be practical, patient, and sincere. Your word reminds me that if I acknowledge you in all my ways, you will direct my paths, as promised in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6. I choose to acknowledge you now, at the very beginning of this day, trusting that you are already directing what lies ahead. I place my confidence not in my preparation, but in your presence. Even when I feel unprepared, you are sufficient. Even when I feel unsure, you remain steady. Let that truth accompany me as I step fully into this day. I rise from this place of prayer with intention, not rushed, not distracted, but grounded. Let this morning remain alive within me, shaping my tone, my choices, and my awareness. I step forward now, trusting that you walk with me, attentive, faithful, and near. The morning continues to open before me like a wide and gentle path, and I choose to step into it with awareness rather than assumption. I remind my heart again that this day is not something I must conquer, but something I am invited to walk through with you. I do not need to carry tomorrow, and I do not need to relive yesterday. This moment is enough because you are here in it. I ask you now to establish truth deep within me before opinions and expectations try to shape me. Let my identity be settled before I encounter comparison. Let my worth be rooted in you before performance tries to define me. I am not what I accomplished today, nor am I what I failed to complete. I am yours. Let that truth be settled early, so it cannot be easily shaken later. I bring you my heart's posture toward others. Keep me from defensiveness. Keep me from assuming the worst. Teach me to approach people with grace already prepared, not something I have to generate under pressure. Let my kindness be intentional, not accidental. Let my patience be practiced here, in prayer, before it is required in real moments. This morning, I ask you to train my reactions before they are tested. So often I respond from habit rather than wisdom. Interrupt those patterns gently. When I feel irritation rise, remind me to pause. When I feel misunderstood, remind me to listen. When I feel tempted to withdraw, remind me of the power of quiet faithfulness. Shape my responses before situations demand them. I offer you my expectations of myself. Sometimes I am harder on myself than you are. I carry silent standards, measuring myself by progress, consistency, or comparison. I release those measurements now. Teach me to walk in obedience rather than perfection. Let growth be steady and real, not rushed or forced. I ask you to help me recognize what truly matters today. There will be many things competing for attention, but only some will be meaningful. Give me clarity to invest my energy wisely. Let me not confuse busyness with faithfulness. Teach me to value presence over pace. Your word reminds me that you have told us what is good and what you require: to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with you, as written in Micah chapter 6, verse 8. Let that simple truth guide me today. Let justice shape my decisions, mercy shape my interactions, and humility shape my attitude. As I prepare to move fully into action, I ask you to remain close in my awareness. Let me not drift into self-sufficiency. Even when tasks feel familiar, remind me that I still need you. Even when challenges feel manageable, remind me that dependence keeps my heart aligned. I invite you into my timing today. Slow me down where I rush unnecessarily. Give me urgency only where it is truly needed. Let my pace be sustainable, shaped by wisdom rather than pressure. Teach me that doing fewer things with attentiveness can honor you more than doing many things in haste. I ask you to awaken spiritual sensitivity in me. Let me notice when you are prompting me to speak, to pause, to act, or to wait. Keep me from ignoring those quiet nudges. Teach me to respond promptly, even when obedience feels small or unseen. I also place my hopes before you this morning. The things I quietly long for, the prayers I have been carrying for some time. I do not demand answers today. I simply bring them into your presence again, trusting that you are working even when I cannot see it. Strengthen my patience and deepen my trust. Your word says that those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength, rising with wings like eagles, as spoken in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. I choose that waiting now, not passive but hopeful, not empty but expectant. Renew my strength as I place my trust in you at the start of this day. I step forward now with a heart that has been softened, steadied, and aligned. Let this morning prayer remain alive in me, shaping how I think, how I respond, and how I love. I do not go alone. I go with you, guided, grounded, and ready to walk faithfully into all that this day holds. The morning feels fully awake now, and yet I choose not to let its movement pull me away from you. Instead, I let it remind me that you are a God who moves with me, not only one I meet in stillness. I carry this awareness forward deliberately, knowing that the posture I set here will quietly influence every step I take. I ask you, Lord, to train my attention today. So much competes for it, and not all of it deserves space in my heart. Teach me to notice where my focus drifts and gently guide it back. Let my attention rest more often on what is eternal than on what is urgent. Let me recognize that what I give my attention to will shape what I become. This morning, I place my confidence fully in you. Not in my preparation, not in my experience, not in my ability to adapt. Those things may help, but they are not my foundation. You are. When uncertainty arises later, remind me of this moment, when I consciously chose trust before anything tested it. I ask you to protect me from subtle fear, not the kind that announces itself loudly, but the quiet fear that influences decisions without being named. fear of disappointing others, fear of falling behind, fear of being misunderstood. Expose those fears gently and replace them with faith. Let me act from trust rather than from self-protection. I bring you my inner dialogue, the thoughts I speak to myself when no one else is listening. Shape it with truth and grace. Where I am overly critical, teach me compassion. Where I excuse what needs growth, teach me honesty. Let my inner voice become aligned with how you see me, loved, guided, and growing. Your word reminds me that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, as written in Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. Let that holy reverence guide me today, not fear that shrinks me, but awe that steadies me. Let wisdom flow from honoring you above all else. I ask you to give me clarity in moments that feel morally or spiritually complex. When the right path is not obvious, slow me down enough to listen. Let me not rush into decisions, simply to relieve discomfort. Teach me to wait when waiting is wisdom, and to act when obedience is clear. This morning, I choose to release control. I acknowledge that there are outcomes I cannot predict and situations I cannot manage. Instead of resisting that reality, I surrender it. Let surrender not feel like loss, but like freedom. Freedom to trust you fully, freedom to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. I also ask you to awaken compassion in me early, before impatience has a chance to grow. Let me remember that every person I encounter today is carrying something unseen. Teach me to respond with gentleness, even when I feel hurried. Let empathy shape my reactions more than assumption. I place my hopes for growth before you. I want to grow in faith, in wisdom, in love, not dramatically, but deeply. Not for recognition, but for transformation. Let today contribute quietly to who I am becoming. Let small acts of obedience add up over time into a life that reflects you. Your word speaks of seeking first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, with the promise that everything else will be added, as Jesus taught in Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. I choose that priority now. Before tasks, before goals, before outcomes, I seek you and your ways. As I stand at the threshold of this day, I do so with intention. I do not rush past this moment. I acknowledge it as sacred, a beginning shaped by prayer, grounded in truth, and filled with trust. Let this morning not fade into memory, but continue to live within me as I move forward. I go now with a heart aligned, a spirit attentive, and a will surrendered. Guide me step by step. Keep me near. Let this day unfold under your care, with my eyes open to your presence and my heart responsive to your leading. As I take another quiet breath in this morning light, I sense how easily a day can begin without intention if I allow it to. So once more, deliberately, I choose you. I choose awareness over autopilot, trust over tension, presence over performance. This choice may seem small, but I know it carries weight. It sets the direction of my heart before my feet are fully in motion. I ask you, Lord, to shape my posture toward the unexpected today. Even with preparation, there will be moments I did not plan for. Teach me not to resist them immediately, but to pause and look for you within them. Let me learn to ask, even silently, what are you inviting me into here? Rather than reacting from habit or frustration. This morning I bring you my sense of time. Sometimes I feel I have too little of it. Sometimes I waste it without realizing. Teach me to steward time wisely, not anxiously. Let me be present where I am, instead of constantly leaning into what comes next. Help me understand that faithfulness in this moment is more important than control over the next one. I place my creativity before you. The ideas I will need, the solutions I hope to find, the wisdom required for what lies ahead. I ask you to inspire me beyond my own limitations. Open my mind to new perspectives. Let me not rely only on what I already know, but remain open to insight that comes from you. I also bring you my habits, especially the quiet ones that shape my days over time. Strengthen what leads me closer to you. Gently weaken what pulls me away. Help me recognize that transformation often happens slowly, through repeated choices that seem insignificant in the moment but form character over time. Your word reminds me that if any of us lacks wisdom, we can ask you, and you give generously without finding fault, as written in James chapter 1, verse 5. I ask now for that wisdom, not just knowledge, but understanding, not just answers, but discernment. I trust that you delight in guiding those who seek you sincerely. I ask you to help me remain honest today, honest with myself, honest with you, honest with others. Keep me from wearing masks or hiding behind roles. Let authenticity guide my interactions. Let me be real without being careless, open without oversharing, truthful without being unkind. This morning I also ask you to sharpen my sense of purpose. Not a grand mission, but a clear sense of why I do what I do. Let my actions today connect to something deeper than obligation. Help me see how even ordinary tasks can become meaningful when they are offered to you. I bring you my fears again, especially the ones that tend to return even after prayer. Fear of failing, fear of missing something important, fear of not being enough. I do not fight them on my own. I place them before you and ask you to replace them with trust. Let courage grow quietly, rooted in confidence that you are with me. Your word tells me that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind, as written in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. Let that truth settle deeply in me now. Let power be expressed through steadiness, love through patience, and soundness of mind through peace. As I prepare to engage fully with the world around me, I ask you to help me remain inwardly anchored. Let me not be swept away by moods, headlines, or the emotional climate of others. Teach me to be responsive without being reactive. Let my stability come from you. I also ask you to help me notice beauty today. The small, often overlooked signs of your creativity and care. Light through a window, a quiet moment of clarity, a kind interaction. Let these moments remind me that you are not only at work in challenges, but also in joy. I recommit this day to you once more. Not because you require repetition, but because my heart needs reinforcement. I want to live this day awake, attentive, and willing. I want to walk in step with you, adjusting my pace to yours. I move forward now with a heart shaped by prayer and a spirit ready to listen. Let this morning continue to echo through every decision and interaction. Keep me near, guide me gently, and let my life today quietly reflect the trust I have placed in you at the very start. The morning continues to unfold, and I remain attentive to the quiet work you are doing within me. I sense that this prayer is not something I finish, but something I settle into more deeply. Like adjusting my posture before a long walk, I allow you to realign me again, gently, precisely, with care. I want to begin this day rightly, not perfectly, but honestly. I acknowledge, Lord, that my heart is often divided. Part of me is here with you, while another part is already stepping ahead, anticipating responsibilities, conversations, outcomes. I ask you to draw those scattered parts back together. Make me whole in your presence. Let my attention be unified, so that I do not carry fragmentation into the day ahead. I ask you to teach me how to hear your guidance clearly today, not always through dramatic signs, but through quiet assurance. Let me recognize when you are leading me forward and when you are asking me to wait. Help me trust that silence is not absence, and that waiting is often part of obedience. This morning, I ask you to soften my heart where it has become guarded. There are places where disappointment has taught me to protect myself, to hold back hope. I bring those places to you now. Heal what has been bruised. Restore what has grown cautious. I want to live open, not withdrawn, wise but not closed. I ask you to prepare me for faithfulness in small things. The unnoticed choices, the moments when no one affirms or acknowledges effort. Teach me to be consistent in integrity, knowing that you see what others may never notice. Let my faith be steady in private before it is ever visible in public. Your word speaks into this desire when it says, "Let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way I should go, for to you I entrust my life," as written in Psalm 143, verse 8. I hold on to that prayer now as my own. Speak to me this morning, Lord. Show me the way, not all at once, but step by step. I ask you to help me walk in humility today. Let me be confident without being proud, secure without being defensive. Teach me to receive correction without resistance and encouragement without arrogance. Let humility free me from the need to prove myself. I also place my motives before you. Sometimes I do the right things for the wrong reasons. Bring clarity to my intentions. Purify what needs refining. Let love be the reason behind my actions, not fear, approval, or obligation. This morning I choose to trust you with outcomes. I will show up faithfully, but I will not try to control what follows. Teach me the freedom of obedience without attachment to results. Let peace accompany me even when outcomes remain uncertain. I bring you my voice today, how I speak, how I respond, how I remain silent. Let my words be measured and sincere. Let them reflect wisdom rather than impulse. And when silence is required, let it be filled with presence, not avoidance. I ask you to help me remain spiritually awake, not drifting through the day unaware of your nearness. Keep my heart sensitive. Let me notice when you are prompting me to pause, to pray, to act, or to refrain. Teach me to respond promptly to your leading, even when it feels inconvenient. I also ask you to protect my joy, not by removing difficulty, but by anchoring joy deeper than circumstances. Let joy arise from knowing you are with me and for me. Let it strengthen me quietly, sustaining me through whatever the day brings. Your word reminds me that whatever I do, whether in word or deed, I am to do it in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God, as written in Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. I offer this entire day to you in that spirit. Let gratitude shape my actions. Let purpose guide my decisions. I pause again right here before fully stepping into movement. I do not rush past this moment. I recognize it as a gift, a beginning shaped by trust, surrendered intention, and listening. I rise now with a steady heart, not because everything is clear, but because you are near. Let this morning prayer remain active within me, guiding, correcting, strengthening as I walk forward into this day, attentive to your presence and responsive to your voice. The morning feels settled now, not rushed, not heavy, but held. I sense that you are inviting me not just to start well, but to remain aware as I move forward. So before I take another step into activity, I pause again, intentionally, because I know how quickly intention can fade if it is not renewed. I choose to root myself once more in you. I acknowledge, Lord, that this day is a gift before it is a responsibility. I receive it with open hands rather than clenched ones. I remember the truth spoken in the Psalms, that this is the day you have made, and I choose to rejoice and be glad in it, as declared in Psalm 118, verse 24. Let that gladness be quiet, but real, not dependent on circumstances, but grounded in trust that you are present in what you have given. I ask you to shape my awareness of your goodness today, So often I notice problems more quickly than blessings. Train my eyes to see evidence of your care early, before complaint forms. Let gratitude become my first response, not something I add later once everything goes well. Even now, I thank you in advance for how you will sustain me. This morning, I bring you my body again, not only its strength, but its limitations. Help me respect them without frustration. Teach me to listen when I need rest, to move when I need action, and to care for myself as someone entrusted to your love. Let me not treat my body as a tool to exhaust, but as a gift to steward. I offer you my mind as well. Let it be clear, focused, and responsive. Where confusion tries to creep in, bring clarity. Where overwhelm tries to rise, bring order. Help me break large demands into faithful steps, rather than carrying them all at once. Teach me to think with wisdom, rather than worry. This morning I place my heart on the altar of trust. I echo the posture described in Romans chapter 12, verse 1, choosing to offer my life as a living sacrifice, my thoughts, my actions, my reactions, set apart and given to you. Let my life today be worship not only in words, but in how I live. I ask you to help me walk with consistency. Let there be alignment between what I pray and how I act. Keep me from compartmentalizing faith into quiet moments only. I want your presence to shape how I speak in pressure, how I decide under uncertainty, how I love when it costs me something. I also ask you to guard me from subtle discouragement. Sometimes it comes quietly, disguised as realism or fatigue. Expose it early, Lord. Replace it with hope that is steady and grounded. Remind me that progress is often hidden, that faithfulness matters even when results are unseen. This morning I ask you to awaken courage again. Not loud courage, but enduring courage. The courage to keep choosing what is right. The courage to stay gentle in a harsh world. The courage to trust you when clarity unfolds slowly. Let courage grow not from confidence in outcomes, but from confidence in you. I bring you my sense of calling, not as pressure, but as direction. Help me recognize where you're asking me to invest my energy today. Let me not scatter myself across too many things. Teach me to be present where you have placed me, attentive to what you have already given me to steward. As I prepare to move fully into action, I ask you to remain close in my awareness. Let prayer continue beneath my activity like a steady current. When I forget, gently remind me. When I drift, quietly draw me back. I trust that you are patient in this process. I choose to begin this day not merely informed, but formed. Not merely busy, but anchored. Not merely awake, but attentive. Thank you for meeting me here in the morning, before the world had a chance to shape me. I rise now with intention, carrying this prayer with me, not as words to remember, but as a posture to live. Lead me forward, Lord. I am listening. I am willing. I step into this day grounded in you. I take one more quiet pause before the momentum of the day gathers fully, aware that beginnings like this are rare and precious. I do not want to rush past the doorway you have opened, so I linger just a moment longer, letting trust settle deeper than intention, letting peace become something I carry rather than something I visit. This morning, I ask you to align my heart with truth before emotions attempt to lead. Feelings will come and go today, but truth remains steady. Anchor me there. When emotions rise strongly, teach me to acknowledge them without surrendering my direction to them. Let truth guide my steps, and let emotions follow rather than rule. I bring you my sense of worth again, because I know how easily it can be influenced by feedback, results, or silence. Establish it firmly in you now, before anything else tries to redefine it. Let me move through this day free from the need to be validated or affirmed. Let approval from you be enough, steadying me when affirmation is absent, and humbling me when praise appears. I ask you to shape my listening today, not just my hearing, but my attentiveness. Teach me to listen without preparing responses too quickly. Let me hear people fully, and let me hear you beneath the surface of my thoughts. Slow my inner pace enough that I can recognize wisdom when it appears quietly. This morning, I place my decisions, both planned and unexpected, into your care. Some choices will feel simple, others layered and complex. In each one, remind me that I do not decide alone. Give me courage to choose what is right even when it is not popular, and restraint to wait when action would be premature. Your word reminds me that the Lord delights in those who fear Him, who put their hope in His unfailing love, as written in Psalm 147, verse 11. I place my hope there again this morning, not in outcomes, not in control, but in your steadfast love. Let that hope steady me when uncertainty arises. I ask you to protect my integrity today. In small moments and large ones, help me choose honesty over convenience, faithfulness over ease. Let my private choices align with my public ones. Teach me to live consistently, not perfectly, but sincerely. I also ask you to guard my peace, not by removing every challenge, but by anchoring me deeply enough that challenges do not overwhelm me. Let peace be something that flows from trust rather than from circumstance. When tension builds, remind me to return inwardly to you. This morning, I ask you to awaken gratitude early and often. Let me notice provision instead of focusing on lack. Let me recognize progress instead of fixating on what remains undone. Teach me to give thanks not only after good moments, but during ordinary ones. I bring you my attention once more. I choose to give you the first and best of it, trusting that everything else will fall into proper order. Let me remember throughout the day that I began here with openness, surrender, and trust. Your word tells me that those who seek the Lord lack no good thing, as written in Psalm 34, verse 10. I hold on to that promise now. I may not receive everything I want today, but I trust that you will withhold nothing I truly need. I step forward now, fully into the movement of this morning. Not hurried, not anxious, not alone. Let this prayer continue to shape my posture as I go. Keep me attentive, keep me grounded, keep me responsive to your presence. I begin this day with you, and I choose to walk it with you, awake, willing, and trusting that every step I take is already known and lovingly held. The day is beginning to move more fully now, yet I remain here in this quiet, recognizing that this morning is the foundation of everything that follows. I do not take this stillness for granted, for I know how easily it can slip away. I want to carry its shape into the hours ahead, its patience, its attentiveness, its intentional surrender. Lord, I ask you to guard my heart from distractions before they arise. So many things will demand my attention today, and yet I want the first place in my mind and heart to remain with you. Keep me from reacting impulsively. Teach me to respond thoughtfully. Let your Spirit remind me gently whenever I drift, even slightly, from awareness of your presence. I bring before you my intentions for this day. I want them to be guided not by ambition alone, not by fear, not by desire for recognition, but by your will. Let every goal, every plan, every step reflect your guidance. Teach me to discern where you are leading and to follow, even when the way is quiet or unexpected. This morning, I ask you to shape my words before I speak them. Let kindness flow easily from my lips. Let patience form the tone of my voice. Keep me from saying what is harsh or reactive. Let my speech be thoughtful, constructive, and filled with grace. If silence is required, teach me to embrace it as an act of wisdom rather than avoidance. I also bring you my thoughts, my inner dialogue, and the mental narratives I often carry unnoticed. Transform them to align with your truth. Replace doubt with faith, negativity with hope, and fear with trust. Let my mind become a fertile place where your wisdom can take root, where discernment grows quietly, and where clarity arises naturally. Lord, remind me again of the example of Jesus, who began his day in solitude, seeking you before the world demanded attention. As it is written in Mark 1:35, he rose early, while it was still dark, and went to a solitary place to pray. Start my day the way Jesus did, rising early to pray. Let this rhythm of seeking you first be the pattern that frames everything I do. I ask you to awaken within me gratitude that flows before it is convenient. Let me notice provision and blessing in small things, the gift of breath, the clarity of thought, the possibility of love and service. Let this gratitude shape my perspective before challenges arrive, so that I meet them with a heart anchored in appreciation rather than frustration. I also place my fears and anxieties before you this morning. The unknown, the unexpected, the responsibilities I cannot predict, all of it. I release it to you. Teach me to walk with courage, knowing that you are already present in every moment. Your word reminds me in Psalm 56:3 that when I am afraid, I can trust in you. I choose that trust now. Lord, shape my interactions today. Let me meet others with empathy, patience, and clarity. Let me listen more than I speak, and speak with purpose when needed. Teach me to recognize hidden needs and quiet struggles, responding with your love rather than judgment. Let my presence reflect your care in subtle but significant ways. I place the hours ahead into your hands. Let them not be dominated by haste, stress, or distraction. Instead, let them be filled with attentiveness, clarity, and wisdom. Help me to prioritize what matters most, to act faithfully in the small and ordinary tasks, and to trust that you will handle outcomes beyond my control. As I rise now to step into this morning fully, I do so with a heart aligned, a mind attentive, and a spirit surrendered. Guide me, Lord, in everything I do. Let this early hour of prayer shape every moment that follows, and let my life today reflect the intimacy, gratitude, and guidance I have received from you in this quiet time. Now, as the morning light fills the space around me, I pause one final time before fully stepping into the day. This moment, still quiet and sacred, reminds me that the way I begin shapes not only the hours ahead, but the posture of my entire heart. I choose to carry this peace, this awareness, this surrender with me as I move forward. Lord, I ask you to cement this morning's prayer in my soul. Let it not fade once the world grows loud. Let the clarity, the gratitude, the attentiveness I have cultivated here remain alive as I walk through tasks, conversations, and decisions. Make it a foundation, steady and unseen, that guides me in ways I may not even notice, but that will shape everything I do. I bring before you my mind, body, and spirit one last time this morning. Strengthen my mind to think with discernment, creativity, and patience. Strengthen my body to act with energy, steadiness, and care. Strengthen my spirit to remain humble, open, and faithful. Let every step I take today be guided by your wisdom rather than my own understanding. I also surrender my will again. Teach me to seek your desires above my own. When plans do not unfold as I expected, help me to embrace your guidance rather than resist it. Shape my intentions so that they align with your will, producing not only results, but character, growth, and grace in myself and in others. Lord, prepare my heart to notice your presence throughout the day. Let me recognize your whispers in quiet moments and your direction in subtle signs. Help me to pause when you prompt me to pause, to act when you invite action, and to remain faithful even when the path is unclear. Train my heart to hear you clearly and to respond promptly. I offer you my words, Lord, both spoken and unspoken. Let them be seasoned with grace, patience, and love. Keep me from rash or careless speech. Let my silence be full of reflection and attentiveness, and let my voice reflect your presence and your truth. I ask for courage as I move into the day, courage to do what is right, even when it is difficult, courage to remain gentle in challenging circumstances, and courage to trust you when I cannot see the full outcome. Let my strength come not from self-reliance, but from confidence in your presence and power. Your word reminds me that those who seek the Lord lack no good thing, as written in Psalm 3:4-10. I receive that promise this morning. I do not need to fear what lies ahead because you are already present. I do not need to strive for control because you hold all things in your hands. Let trust be my first and lasting response to every moment. I rise now, ready to live this day with intention, wisdom, and openness. Let my morning prayer continue to guide me, not as a memory, but as a living posture in my heart. May it shape my steps, my thoughts, my words, and my actions. May everything I do today flow from the foundation of this early hour with you, the God who knows me, guides me, and loves me. Lord, I ask all of this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.